If the hero of the Dark Tower, known as the Gunslinger, is modeled on Clint Eastwood in The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, the film seems inspired by an overquoted line from an earlier Western. "Never apologize and never explain," says John Wayne in 1949's She Wore a Yellow Ribbon. It's a sign of weakness. Many have followed that advice down the ages, but few more bemusingly than Nikolai Arcel, The Dark Tower's director and co-screenwriter. The central point here is less that Arcel has made no public apology to Stephen King, who calls his 8-novel Dark Tower series his magnum opus, for screwing up this adaptation so royally. It is that he never bothers to explain anything. When a plot is built on a complex and meandering backstory ranging across various interconnecting universes, that is not a strength. In the opening moments, a legend tells us that a tower stands at the center of the universe, protecting us, adding, "and that's that." Never is it explained who put the tower there, or why, or how it protects the universe, or who wants to bring it down, or why, or what will befall humanity if it comes down. Nixon nada. This leaves two routes if you want to avoid feeling alienated. One is to read the novels, in which King draws on various genres, Tolkienian fantasy, Arthurian myth, spaghetti westerns and others, to create his own bespoke multiverse. Since the octet runs to 4,250 pages, best get cracking now, this movie won't be in cinemas for long. The other option is to be as powerful a psychic as Jake Chambers, the 11-year-old at the heart of the story. He has the clairvoyant gift known as the Shine. You may recall that from The Shining, a member of the great movies adapted from Stephen King stories Club, Carrie, Misery, The Shawshank Redemption et al., from which the Dark Tower is immutably blackballed. The Shine enables Jake, Tom Taylor, to see beyond his lonely life in New York City. His father is dead and his mother has saddled him with a serious tool of a stepdad, into the mystical realm of Midworld. Jake's drawings of the characters he sees there, and his adamant insistence that they are real, qualify him for a relaxing weekend break at psychiatric boot camp. But when the shrinks come to collect him, he recognizes them as alien nasties, does a runner, locates a portal in an abandoned suburban house, and slips through it into Midworld. There he meets the Gunslinger, aka Rowland, as played by Idris Elba. God love him and spare his bones. Before I saw Elba, I was able to dismiss the Dark Tower as an unredeemed calamity, a stale collation of hackneyed genre staples, the tramp whose demented raving is in fact the truth, the idiotically portentous sub-book of Revelation lines with the fifth-rate CGI effects from an under-budgeted Doctor Who episode with an IMDb rating of 6.7. But Elba's sublime professionalism in treating the part as worthy of him, and the dialogue as if it deserves to be spoken out loud, saves the movie from total annihilation, just as the Gunslinger saves this world. The eternal enemy he saves it from is Matthew McConaughey's Walter, aka the Man in Black, an angel of death whose minions strap kids with the Shine to chairs and torture them until their screams form a beam of destructive light aimed at the tower. Along with the unfeasibly smooth cheeks, dyed black hair and creepy voice of the younger behind the candelabra Liberace, Walter has the useful knack of giving commands that people must obey. Die, he whispers, and the person drops dead. Kill each other, he tells two others, and they do. Why he didn't murmur, "Write me a decent part," into Arcel's ears I cannot say. But his total indifference goes off the even money favorite. When you're playing someone called the Man in Black, you might think about giving him a lot more. Johnny Cash cool and a lot less Liberace high camp. Since Walter was what his family called the blingiest of pianists. Perhaps this was someone's idea of a private joke. If so, it is every inch as hilarious as each of the script's very occasional stabs at wit. As the battle against Walter rages across the two worlds, Elba produces the only memorable moment, with some hyperspeed flipping of golden bullets into the chamber of a gun wrought from Excalibur. This is also the only original idea in the film. Ordinarily, mighty weapons of the kind are wrought from the heart of a dying star. Elba speaks such imbecile rebukes as, "You have forgotten the face of your father," with the intensity and gravitas he would bring to Othello. He even manages to recite the gunslinger's creed, "I see not with my eye, but with my mind. I kill not with my gun, but with my heart," without a shred of the ironic detachment that radiates through McConaughey's performance. Somewhere buried beneath the dross you sense the ingredients for a sub-Game of Thrones TV show, or even a trilogy of long films a la Lord of the Rings. Why anyone imagined that even a tiny fraction of what Stephen King's imagination poured into 8 novels could be reduced to 95 minutes. And how so much talent Arcel wrote the script for The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo could produce such a mess is beyond me. Perhaps the only explanation lies in another wildly overquoted Hollywood saying, "Nobody knows anything," said the writer William Goldman. Not one person in the entire motion picture field knows for a certainty what's going to work.